This video is for the spreadsheet, so you can see here there's a link that says view the spreadsheet. You basically want to click that and then click to download it. I already have it downloaded, so I'll pull it up for you in just a minute. But what I want to show you is actually where it is in the book. It's the chapter and case. But don't get overwhelmed or freak out. It's not, it's going to be similar to the Word document. So we're going to go through, this is sort of a template to help you solve the case, and this right here is balance sheet, income statement, ratio analysis, and then we're just looking at 2015, 2016, and an estimate for 2017. And we've got a variety of ratios here, and there is actually in the book a table that shows you what the ratios are and what their definitions are, and that's the primary goal of this whole worksheet, and we're just going to do the first part of it to get you exposed to that. So this is the ratios, and it says chapter 3 here. We might actually end up with it being in chapter 4 in the book that we're using, but it's the same thing. So if you want a reference, then you're just going to the ratios, which this says chapter 3. I think it's going to end up being chapter 4. But current ratio, quick ratio, inventory turnover ratio, days sales outstanding, fixed assets turnover, total assets turnover, debt ratio. You won't have to memorize any of these, but if you're ever asked something and you need to look it up, then this is the place to do it. And obviously when you take your assessments, you have open notes, so this is a good table to have stored in your notes. And one thing that I wanted to do was just show you in the book where the case is. And again, this is going to be pretty much the same book, but I think this is actually the MBA edition of the book, so it might look a little different in our book. In any case, actually I think the case is slightly different, so let's go back and get in the right book first. You can actually see on my view and the back end that there's all these books, and a lot of them are very similar. And they all have a similar author, but the one that I like the best for this class is Brigham and Houston, and this is the 10th edition, which is very similar to the 9th edition or the 8th edition. This is the right book, and so basically what we were doing then was looking for the case in the book. So the case is under chapter 4 and under integrated case. And so this is kind of a part 2 of what was done in chapter 3, and everything should be really similar to what's here in the book. And so you can take a look at that if you want to read it. We're just going to go through some of the problems here and problem solving, which we'll do on the spreadsheet when we get there. So on the spreadsheet, we can see for part B, we're asked to calculate the current and quick ratios based on the balance sheet and income statement. And so if this is not your first time on Excel, or if it is your first time on Excel, I just left in the initial current assets for 2017, which is up in cell F14, which we can see highlighted here with a blue box, and it's next to total current assets. So then what we're asked to do is get current liabilities, and so the way we do that then is basically search for current liabilities up here and reference it in this cell. So this cell is up in F24, which is right there, total current liabilities. And then the last thing we do is note that this is a formula, so current ratio is equal to current assets over current liabilities. So we're just going to take current assets over current liabilities. That's our current ratio. So we're just going to repeat this here, and the next thing we can do is look for our inventories, which we see up here in F13. And then our current liabilities, we already know is up in F24. And so now we're just going to use the equals, open parenthesis, current assets minus inventory divided by current liabilities. And that's our formula there. So our sales then, if we want to do the inventory turnover, days sales outstanding, fixed assets turnover, and total assets turnover, our sales are going to be up here on the top line of the income statement in F33. And so now this function is already provided, and you're just completing inventory turnover, which is just sales over inventory. So just plugging in what we know from the last problem. Now we need to go up to the balance sheet and look for accounts receivable, which is up here in F12. And so we can see that our formula tells us that the accounts receivable divided by sales divided by 365 is 45, which is the number of days that it takes us to collect on our sales. So now we're doing sales divided by net fixed assets. Those are like your property, plant, and equipment items, which we can see up here in cell 17. So we'll say F17 for that. And so our fixed assets are turned over at 8, our sales are covering our fixed assets by 8.6 times, and sales over total assets. And so we'll need to go and look up what our total assets are, which we'll do up here, and we can see that total assets is right there on the bottom of our balance sheet. And so now we can see that our total assets are covered by our sales by 2 times.